Hello, everyone. I wanted to address a question I get all of the time, which is, so-and-so happened. Is this normal? And this is all in relation to marriage. My name is Michelle Perda. I am a marriage coach for moms, and I help moms love their marriage again by working with them on themselves as a woman that they are, on communication and partnership, so that you can have that connection and joy and love that you deserve and you desire in your relationship as a mom. So the question, is this normal for marriage? I think the concept of normal is something that society has taught us to strive towards. My son, my oldest son, always takes it as an insult when we say he's weird. But everybody's weird. And if you're normal, if you do everything perfectly, you're kind of boring. And so in thinking about what normal is for a marriage, I want you to actually think about that question, right? Is this normal for marriage? Well, there's a lot of things that are normal that are good, and there's a lot of things that aren't good. So take, for example, it's normal for a wife to do everything, to plan, to take care of the house, to take care of the children. And it's normal for the men to do less. Now, do you still want to be normal? Okay, so here are some things that I came up with that are normal in marriage that I want you to really think about whether you want to continue striving for when it comes to having a normal marriage. So thinking marriage is hard, people pretending that their marriage is perfect, having conflict mean that you and your husband aren't compatible. Like I said earlier, women handling all of the things, women getting frustrated and nagging, avoiding conflict to keep the peace, not ever fully resolving conflict, comparing your marriage to someone else's, like, oh, but so-and-so's husband or so-and-so's wife does this. Why can't you be more like that? That's normal. That it's the husband's responsibility to make you happy, you as in the wife, being everything to each other, your marriage getting deprioritized after having kids, and criticizing and name calling whenever someone's upset. All of these things are normal. Now, do you still want a normal marriage? That is my question to you. Let me know in the comments. Yes, I still want a normal marriage, or hell no, I don't want a normal marriage. So the real question is, when you're ever wondering if something is normal, I want you to instead ask yourself, what do I want to be normal? Because whatever is normal is what's happening over and over and over again, so much that it becomes normal. It becomes routine. It is a pattern, the dynamic that you've created in your relationship. But that doesn't mean it has to be normal, right? Just like if you're not in a routine of practicing self-care or taking time for yourself, it's not normal to the kids or to your husband for you to not be present physically or emotionally at any given time. It is normal for you to be on 24/7. But that doesn't mean that that has to be the norm forever. What becomes normal is what you consistently do. So if you want it to be normal for you to have time to practice self-care, for you to have time to go hang out with friends, then you do that, right? There's going to be an adjustment period where everyone's like, what's going on? I don't want you to leave. Or what's going on? This is inconveniencing me. Or I don't get it. How come you're not playing with me? or why aren't you doing this instead? But as you consistently do something over and over and over again, without wavering, that becomes normal. So it's not about whether something is normal, it's about what you want to be normal. Is any of this resonating with you guys? Let me know in the comments. So I want you to instead ask, what do I want to be normal? Because then you start bringing back the power to yourself so you can be intentional about how you want your marriage to be, what type of marriage you want to create, what dynamics and patterns you want to shift away from, and what you want to shift towards. By asking yourself, is this normal? You're almost asking the person to validate whether or not you should allow it to continue to happen. Instead, just know that you're not alone. You're not alone in your experience. Whatever you're experiencing whatever you're experiencing in your marriage is likely or has likely happened to someone else. But just because it's happened to someone else or happens to a lot of someone else's doesn't mean that you need to continue accepting it. If it's not something that you wish to invite more of, then it's time to change something. It's time to change the norm. Okay, so don't let that be an excuse that someone else finds it normal, that it's normal in their marriage, for you to continue putting up with stuff that you don't want to put up with. Instead, subscribe to having a healthy marriage, not a normal marriage, a healthy marriage. And for everyone, the definition of healthy is different. So you have to understand for yourself, what does a healthy marriage look like to you? What does a healthy marriage look like to your husband? Where does it meet in the middle? Where can you collide in the most loving way possible, because that kind of sounds violent. Where can you come together to create the vision of how you guys want your marriage to be, and to let that be the roadmap on how to navigate everything? Okay, so shift away from normal. Normal's boring. Normal leaves you in a shitty position. Shift towards, what do you want to be normal? What do you want in your healthy marriage? What does healthy look like? Okay, so here are some healthy examples. Respecting each other, listening to each other with compassion, taking responsibility over your own happiness and life, using conflict as a way to grow individually and with each other, owning your emotions and reactions, being open and honest, assuming positive intent, continuously improving yourself, becoming more self-aware, supporting your partner, apologizing and compromising, creating time to build and maintain the connection, continue learning about your spouse. And also, I want to add, setting healthy boundaries. Boundaries don't always have to be bad. I think they get a bad rap, but having healthy boundaries actually teaches your brain that you honor the experience that you're having, and you are honoring what your needs are, in addition to teaching the person you're setting boundaries with, in this case your husband, how you want to be treated, how you can grow closer together and feel like you can build that trust between you two, build the partnership, so that it allows you guys to crack wide open for more vulnerability, more connection, more love, more happiness, more of everything that you want. So I want you to think twice when you wonder, is this normal in marriage? Shift it to, what do I want to be normal? What do I want to be healthy? What needs to change in order for us to take it there? No validating why you need to continue experiencing things that you don't want, right? Every marriage is different, which is why I do one-on-one coaching, I don't believe in cookie cutter solutions. Everyone wants something different in marriage. They might be similar, but everyone wants something a little bit different. Your life doesn't look like mine. Your kids are not the same. Your husband is not the same. You are not the same. There's so many variables to contribute towards what goes into how your marriage works, the dynamics that you've created, how you've been raised, what values you have, and the different factors that play into how your life is today. So don't look to your friends to ask, is this normal? Instead, pause and think about yourself. What is it that I want instead? It's so easy to get stuck in, I hate that he does this, I don't like that he does this, and focusing on what you don't like. When you do that, that's where you stay stuck in frustration, loneliness, anger, fear, right? Fear that this is it for you, that this is the best kind of life that you could live. Instead, empower yourself by asking a different question of, what do I want to be normal? So that you can bring back that power to you being in the position of being the creator of your life. Because that's what you are. You are the creator of your life. You get to choose what you invite in and what you reject. And that's through your choices and your actions. And that's where the self-awareness piece comes in, right? Give yourself the time to bring more clarity to what you want in your marriage. And then take the next step after that. Clarity is always the first step towards improving any situation. So I hope this was helpful for you all. I loved that I got this question this weekend. It came from a friend of mine. She goes, I always want to ask you if this thing is normal. And so this was my answer to her, but in a much shorter way, because we had a bunch of people around us. And I just thought that other people are probably wondering the same thing. And so here I am sharing with you guys. Let me know if you guys have any questions. And if you're interested in considering or exploring what one-on-one coaching can do for you in your marriage, your specific life and marriage, then I invite you to book a clarity call. We can talk about what coaching could do for you and what it would be like to work together. So I am sending all my love to you guys.